Good morning, guys. I did a thing. I got some coffee, but I also I'm so happy I picked up Tim's yesterday. Donuts for breakfast in the woods. It is fabulous. Good morning, everybody. From beautiful Niska'a land in British Columbia. And it's a lovely morning, but it's getting later morning and now it's getting hot. So I'm going to show you where we are on the map and then we're going to hop in the car. For those who are new to the channel, I'm Katie. That's my Jeep. And now let's see where we're going today. I drove the Cassiar Highway south and then took a detour out to Prince Rupert, and now we're detouring back up to the Cassiar and are parked right here on Dragon Lake. And I'm not actually sure where I'm going today. I'm going down the road. We're gonna see what we're gonna see. This was a free campsite on Niska'a land. Hopefully I'm saying that somewhat correctly. I'm trying. And I have noticed that a lot of First Nations lands, there are free campsites here and there that are maintained or user maintained, but that have trash cans, picnic tables, and pit toilets, and a lake. Like that's not uncommon. They're not all over the place, but they've got them, and it's pretty nice. We've got a bit of a dirt road before we get back to the highway, but I don't think it's going to be a super exciting dirt road. I think it's going to be just forest. If anything exciting pops up, I'll let you know. I am not driving impaired. It's just rather spectacularly potholed, and I'm trying to avoid the worst of them. We have come to a fork in the road. It's a rather flattened fork, but it's J.A. Henkel's. I didn't know they made forks, but I can't leave that sitting in the middle of the road. So I'm the proud owner of a flattened fork. Don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Well, hi. How you doing? Are you running away? I don't know if those bears showed up on the GoPro, but there were 2 bears at least in the shrubbery. That's a good way to start the morning. Well, this is all kinds of spectacular. Things just surprise you in Canada. You're just driving around like, oh, it's some nice forest, and then pow, there's this. I've made it back to Highway and am headed south again. And what I'm going to be looking for once I get some cell signal is a campground, a real campground, because I need electricity. All right, guys, I've got camp all set up. This is a nice little campground, the Kitwanga River RV Park in Kitwanga, British Columbia. And I've got everything plugged in and charging. And all I'm going to do is eat some of my leftovers from last night and sit down and edit while I have a lot of electricity and get stuff uploaded. It's not going to be very exciting. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. I did a thing. I got some coffee, but I also put in an application to adopt a puppy dog. If you saw my last video, or maybe it was the video before, where I visited the Humane Society in Prince Rupert and visited a little dog named Tony. But I didn't have enough time to make a decision whether to adopt him or not. And he was being transported to a different shelter. I filled out an application for him. I think he would be a good fit. He's kind of a little guy, but he's got a wonderful personality. And we'll see. So I'm headed toward Quesnel, British Columbia right now, because that's where he is. And I mean, I don't know whether they're going to approve my application or not, because it's kind of a weird situation with the whole traveling thing, but we'll see. And we're going to be heading that way. Right now I am in Hazelton, British Columbia, which is just down the road from Kitwanga, where I was camping at a commercial campground. I've got my power stations all charged up. I've got a shower. Laundry is done. All the things are done. And now we're headed south. And Hazelton has a little statue of a miner. There is an absolutely striking mountain range here, but you can hardly see it today because of all the haze and wildfire smoke in the air. And I was planning to go on a hike today, but you can't really breathe outside, so we're just gonna drive. I am going to be thoroughly butchering pronunciations, but this is the Hagwilget Bridge over the Bulkley River. And it's just gorgeous, just a beautiful sight. Apparently there was a bridge here over 100 years ago built by native peoples that spanned this canyon. It's obviously been upgraded a little bit now, but very pretty spot. And I saw somebody walking on the bridge, so I don't see how to get there from here, but let's cross the bridge and see if we can walk out on it. It's a one-lane bridge. There is a little bit of a protected walking path on the bridge. A little bit. But oh my goodness. This is a beautiful canyon. That's enough bridge walking. It's kind of trafficy. There's supposed to be some historic buildings or maybe some totem poles somewhere. We're just gonna drive around till I can see something. This is the Ksan historical village. Maybe it's pronounced Ksan. Maybe it's pronounced some other way completely. But we're gonna go check it out. There's a little museum inside of there, but they don't allow any photography. And you can walk around to the outside, and it's just donation based. There's not like an admission fee. So I put a small donation in their donation thing. Look at the awesome designs. And I don't know if there's any information about these houses or not, but we're gonna check them out. I don't know if you can go into any of these buildings, except for one's a bathroom, so you can go in there. The designs are just stunning. Oh, and look at this totem. I assume these are salmon. Like there's a person at the top, and then a salmon, and then a person, and then another salmon, and then that salmon's eating some people. I'm not quite sure how to interpret that one. Cool place. I'm not sure if people actually lived here or what, or if this is kind of a historical reenactment kind of place. I think they're all locked. Yeah. But what a doorway, huh? That's cool. I think that's the end of our buildings. It is smoking hot out here, but definitely worth a stop and worth a little walk around. It is hot. Putting my hair up because, man, it's hot. I don't know that I'm getting out of the air conditioning again anytime soon. I did get a sticker in there though. It's a cool Raven holographic sticker. It looks like there might be a cool old town up here. We're gonna drive through it. Very low chance that I'm going to get out and walk. I think I need to find my shorts. And this is totally a cute little old town. A nice little cafe. But I already stopped at a coffee shop this morning. So I can't justify purchasing lunch when I purchased coffee and a breakfast bagel this morning. That's a cool riverboat. Oh, it's like cemented into the ground. It looks like there's a ton of potential outdoor activities here. Too bad about the haze in the mountains today, but this is cool. Maybe something you want to research a little more if you're going to be heading this way, like maybe I should have done. I'm taking a detour through these very woodsy woods to maybe see a glacier and maybe see some waterfalls. Still going to be very hazy, but we might be able to see something. I am there. We're going to walk up here. It's like 400 meters. It's not far. There's a few berries the bears haven't gotten yet. That's a viewing platform I was just on. The sun is in kind of just exactly the wrong spot to really see the falls well. And now I'm hiking up just a little bit past the viewing platform because I think you can get a little closer to the falls. Not falls really plural, because I guess it's only 2 falls in the springtime. One of the falls is just a little trickle. nice and cool because of the shade and all the water. But you gotta watch out for the evil plants. That's an evil plant. I can't stand right next to the water to talk because it's very loud. In fact, it's very loud right here, but really nice. Now I think it's time to get back to the car because I've been dilly-dallying today and I need to find a camp spot already. That's the glacier I thought we might be able to see on the hike. It's really hard to see right now because of all the haze, but you couldn't see it on the hike. You can see it from the road, but not so great of a view today. We're rolling into Smithers, British Columbia, and I have the feeling that this is another one of those kind of underrated or unknown towns that's really cool. That falls hike is just outside of town. There's a beautiful lake I passed by, incredible mountains and glaciers to the east and west. Apparently there's a ski area not too far. Yeah, I think this is one of those towns that, I mean, if you said, hey, I'm going to go live in Smithers, British Columbia, people might look at you like, why are you doing that? And you would be very happy. This is the main street in Smithers. And they've got all the stuff. What I really need to find here, though, is a grocery store. It's kind of fun to check out main streets of towns. Kind of gives you the flavor of the town. This is not going to be a very big grocery trip, but I need milk, I need creamer. I could use some fruit. Gotta remember to get salad dressing because I have salad stuff, but no salad dressing. I forgot salad dressing, and I'm not going back in there. I have some oil and vinegar. That'll do. There's a Canadian Tire. There was something I wanted to get at Canadian Tire. I probably should have written that down. I'm headed now toward Houston, British Columbia, and we'll be taking a dirt road from Houston to points further south. And there's a camp spot on that road that I think could be a good potential camp spot. So hopefully it is a good potential camp spot because it's getting later and I've still got 80K to go. And I haven't heard back from the SPCA. And I don't know whether that's because they were like, no, or they just haven't gotten to it yet. So we shall see. We've made it off the main highway onto a Forest Service road. Still paved, but a lot less traffic. The further south I get in British Columbia, the more traffic there is. And I mean, it's still not much traffic, but I've gotten very accustomed to driving with like nobody else on the road at all. I don't like having other people on the road with me. We've hit gravel, very bumpy gravel, and it's very sunny. Seeing how woodsy this is, I bet there's going to be some mosquitoes. First spot is taken. Hopefully there's more spots. This is a BC recreation site and it's free and it may be full. Oh, there's one. That'll do. We have neighbors though. The Jeep is all set up for the night. We are on the Morice River, and I'd love to throw a line in here, but I'm waiting for Starlink to boot up to make sure that the fishing regulations are okay for fishing here. But this is nice, even with the neighbors. A bug just flew into my eyeball, which reminds me of what I needed at Canadian Tire, which is refills for my thermocell. I think I got it. Here's where we are on the map. This is British Columbia. We were in Kitwanga this morning and drove down to Houston and have gone just a little past Houston and are camped here on the Morice River. And the plan is to continue down dirt roads to Quesnel. Just looked up the fishing regulations. I cannot fish this river. And it's a bummer because I see fish jumping all over the place. But this is a salmon river and you need a special salmon permit and you need to be a resident. So I'm not either of those. Can't fish this river. So I think I'm gonna work on video editing. I've got the regulations pulled up right there, but I'm about to start editing and I'm gonna say goodnight. And I want to thank all of you guys for coming along with me. It's amazing that you're coming along with me. And if you've made it this far in the video and you're not a subscriber yet, maybe you should subscribe. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, guys. I'm still in the Jeep because I don't want to be chattering about in my little campground. I have pretty close neighbors and don't want to disturb anybody, but I'm all ready to go. Hair is brushed, whether it looks like it or not, I don't know. Teeth are brushed, I'm all cleaned up, and I'm just gonna get out, make some coffee real quick, and have some cereal, and then we're gonna hit the road. I can smell sausage cooking. One of my neighbors is cooking sausage. It smells delightful. Cereal will do. All right, guys, let's go. Where's my keys? Keys. I've still got a lot of condensation on my windshield. Hopefully by the time we get out to the road, it will be gone. We have a lot of miles of dirt road to go. And I don't really know what's down this road. We're gonna find out. It may just be a dirt road through a bunch of forest. I have not heard from the ASPCA yet. So I don't know. We'll find out. They have pretty limited hours and it's Sunday and I'm actually not sure if they're open on Sundays. So, I'm not getting too upset just yet. And I'm not getting too upset in general. If it's gonna be, it'll be. If not, then it wasn't meant to be. This road follows the Morice River, or maybe it's pronounced Maurice. It's spelled Morris, but I think we have come to Morice Lake. And we have a lovely mountain. And what a peaceful, beautiful lake. There's fish rising. And I can't fish in the lake either. So we're carrying on. Just rolled down my window for a second to get a shot out the window, and it's smoky. Like, it smells smoky. And I'm driving through an old forest fire. That's not where the smoke is coming from. Yeah, it's not so great outside. Our gravel road has turned into more of a dirt road that's about 1.5 cars wide and limited visibility, but they do have little pullouts a lot so that if somebody's coming the other way, you can pull over. And I have seen a few cars on this road. I mean, not many, but a few. There's all kinds of fluff floating around in the air from the fireweed going to seed. It's not bugs, so that's good. And I don't seem to be having allergy symptoms, so that's also good. I've been driving through this burn area for a long time, like an hour through a single burn. That's big. We are very suddenly back on a paved road and into a farming community. And I can see on the map that there's a really big lake over there. But I haven't gotten a glimpse of said very big lake. I believe it is Utsa Lake, and maybe we'll get a glimpse of it. I'm getting a glimpse of the lake. Just a glimpse. I made a little detour to see if I could get a little closer to that lake because it looks really cool, and there's little islands out there. But I don't know that I can get that much closer. I'm gonna go down this road just a little bit and see what we see. Well, we got all the power lines and stuff happening, but this is still really cool. A lake surrounded by farming communities and mountains on the other side and little islands in the middle of the lake. It's really pretty. I didn't know we'd be taking a ferry, but we're taking a ferry across Francois Lake. Cool? All right, we're loading on the ferry. We are underway. All right, I have made it off the ferry, and I had plenty of time on the ferry to check my email. No news. So I'm gonna beeline for Quesnel and go to the shelter myself and try to convince them I'm not a crazy person. I suppose another possibility is that maybe he's actually been adopted out already, and or there's somebody ahead of me in line, and first come, first serve. So that is a distinct possibility. But we'll see. I do have an unusual situation. I have been driving all day long, and I'm finally on a gravel road and not too far from a potential camp spot. That better be a camp spot. And man, it is so smoky. I have jumped ahead a whole bunch. Drove 300K today. I am near Quesnel, British Columbia. And I even looked into getting a hotel in Quesnel because the smoke is so thick that it's very unpleasant outside. And I'm going to have my windows open. So I'm hoping that the smoke dies down overnight. But I couldn't get a hotel room. Like, everything is booked in Quesnel. And so yeah, just going to have to deal with the smoke. And you didn't miss anything on the big long drive. There's just not much in between where I was and where I am right now. There was just a lot of wildfire smoke. That's about it. The Jeep is not remotely level, but I don't care. Here's our pretty little lake and that red sun. It's red because of all the wildfire smoke. Although breathing is not too bad right now. And so I'm hopeful that it will tamp down a little bit overnight. I'm hopeful. I have just thrown the mosquito nets over the windows, and I'm calling that good. And I'm going to jump in because there are actually some biting bugs out here. But that's it for today, guys. I'm exhausted. I have driven over 300K today, and I just need to rest. And tomorrow we are going to go visit a little doggy at the shelter. Hopefully he's still there. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. Let's go see a man about a dog. I have arrived in Quesnel, and it's still crazy, crazy smoky. And I was kind of looking for like a little coffee shop, but we're going to Tim's. I like their coffee, and there's a Tim's here. And I'm going to get some donuts. I have my coffee. I have a donut. I resisted getting half a dozen donuts. Sour cream glazed donut. He did the thing. But it's okay. His current name is Tony, but he needs a non-shelter name. I'll have to ponder on that for a little bit. Although by the time you guys see this, he'll already have a name. First thing we're doing is taking a little walk around the park. And he actually seems to be pretty good on the leash. I mean, he gets distracted by everything because he is still actually just a puppy. He's 7 months old. And he's a little bit small, but hopefully he'll grow a little bit and get a little bigger. When I arrived at the SPCA this morning, Tony was still there, but he actually had several people in line ahead of me who put in applications to adopt him, and those fell through for whatever reason, and they accepted mine. And I was actually next on the list. The gal I talked to there said, "Oh, I was just about to call you because these other adoptions fell through." And I don't know, is it fate? It must be fate, because a lot of things had to fall in place and fall apart a little bit for me to adopt this little guy. His story is that he was at the shelter as a puppy and went to a foster, and that foster fell through. The shelter repossessed him because he was underweight in their care, and they didn't show up for his neuter appointment, so they repossessed him and brought him back to the shelter. That's how I also know that he is about half the size of his litter mates, which is a little concerning. The runt of the litter often can have issues, medical issues, and that's something that we could be dealing with in the future. But at the moment, he's getting a really good home, and maybe no bad things will ever pop up from being the runt, but it's something I'm keeping in mind. This is all very exciting to you. You've never seen so many things and smelled so many things. He's also going to have a lot of energy and need a lot of walks. And he's going to need a rabies vaccine. And right after I left the adoption center, I called a local vet clinic and am able to get him in for a rabies vaccine tomorrow. So that is very good, because he will need that to cross the border. And if I'm totally honest, I don't 100% know that I'm actually ready for this. That it's for sure time, but it's close. If it's not 100%, it's close. So I think I'm gonna find some place nearby to camp, and we're gonna hang out, and I'm gonna learn about him, and he's gonna learn about me, and I think I'm gonna have to go purchase some chew toys. It's been a while since I've had a puppy, but we'll get it figured out. And I think that's it for today. And I want to thank all of you guys for coming along with me, with us, and we'll see you down the road.